Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Daniel and welcome to the Let's Talk Warhammer podcast. I will be your host for today. We should be having another person show up sooner or later, but he seems to not arrive yet, but let's get on with the show without him. So today we are talking about Ghazghkull Thraka. And if you don't know who he is, he's one of the biggest orcs currently known in the Warhammer 40k setting. And he is such a menace to the Warhammer 40k galaxy that he has caught the attention of many different races, and he's quite frankly the most menacing orc out there to live. What the hell is that? Is that you, mate? Oh, I guess it wasn't him. Anyway, so let's start with Ghazghkull. So Ghazghkull, he has gotten the attention of many different races and people over the Warhammer 40k universe, like the Imperium, Forces of Chaos, Tau, Necrons. He has caught the attention of quite a lot of races, but he was never really. He only really caught the attention of everyone when he first invaded a planet and took it in a campaign known as Hell's Reach, which was a 3-attempt attack on a planet where in the first 2 attempts he didn't quite succeed because of his now known mortal rival Commissar Yarrick, who is now otherwise not known if he's alive or dead yet, but he could be dead, so but yeah. Anyway, back to the main thing. But on the 3rd attempt, Ghazghkull succeeded and caught the attention of the Imperium, and he's now seen as a threat in the galaxy. But he never was really, before this, he wasn't really who he was nowadays. He was more as average boy size. He was that big, he was just normal size for an orc. Until one day, he went to a painboy named Painboy. I can't remember the name. He was a painboy, and Gaz asked him to augment him or fix him up because he'd taken a bolter shot straight through the skull and eliminated somewhat half of his brain. And during the procedure, the painboy decided, you know what, I'm gonna add a few modifications that he didn't want. So when he tried to add a knee implant, it sort of killed Ghazghkull. So he thought Ghazghkull was dead and was like, oh, failed. Just gonna throw him away now. But he wasn't actually dead. And how we know this is because a little grot named Makari, who would later go on to become Gaz's greatest friend, came along and found the dead corpse of Ghazghkull, and he sort of just poked it a little bit, and then suddenly Gaz came back to life for some reason. No one knows how, but when he came back to life, he said, I'm now a prophet of the law. So now he's pretty much believes that he's now sort of like the main prophet of the orc gods, which are Gork and Mork. And now he's causing a lot of problems in the galaxy. But before I continue on with that, how about we go on to the sponsor of this episode. Take it away, Hank. G'day, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Hank Hill, and I'm here to show you propane and propane accessories. God damn it, Bobby, why have you set that on fire again? Is that a coal burning fuel source over there? Get your ass over here so I can beat it, god damn it. That right. But yeah, if you want to talk propane and propane accessories, come down to Texas. I'll show you all the ins and outs of working on propane. You can get some nice, clean cooking fuels down here in Texas. So we'll show you how to use a nice, good cooking ass grill and God damn it, Bobby has set the house on fire again. I'm sorry, I gotta go. Hello, we are back after whatever that was. I hope Hank doesn't have to live in a cardboard box. Anyway, so let's get back to talking about Ghazghkull Thraka. So, last time we left off with Ghazghkull Thraka, we discussed how he was brought back to life somehow by possibly Gork and Mork. After that event, he decided to go around the planet that he was situated on, where he was born, of course, and start beating up all the other orc war bosses that were around and taking their clans and molding them into one big warg, which is, if you don't know what a warg is basically a whole bunch of orcs just going around and smashing stuff together. And after he'd done that, he decided to tell his orcs to wait for a while, until suddenly one day a giant ship just came out of nowhere, just flew through the wall and just shone up, and they managed to get the ship and convert it into their own battleship, and then they took that ship and then flew it to another galaxy or solar system, and the first planet they encountered, they just bombarded it with the ship and any of the other smaller ships that they had there. It's just started wailing on the humans that were there currently. And one of the humans that was there was Commissar Yarick, who would later go on to be Gaz's mortal rival. And when those two first met for the first time, it was quite interesting actually, because Ghazghkull thought he was just a puny human and didn't need to do anything about him, so he just thought, I'm not gonna deal with them, just move along. Until Ghazghkull saw him again and saw that he now had a power claw, meaning that he killed one of his high-ranking orc generals that he had at the time, and now he's intrigued, he's interested, so he captured Yarick and then brought him along and had a talk with him and told him to prepare forces because he's going to pretty much bombard Hell's Reach, which is a hive city that's not been claimed by the orcs yet. So he let Yarick go after that, and Yarick went to Hell's Reach and started preparing. And that's when Ghazghkull did his first major first attack on Hell's Reach. And it ended terribly, as he gave Yarick time to prepare, but he didn't get it. He got a good fight out of it. So he went to space, and he decided, but he didn't go in for a second attack just yet, because his best friend, Makari, had died during the first siege, and he was like really damn depressed. So but the thing about Makari is that he sometimes gets like reincarnated every time he dies. So he had to find Makari again and give him back his sort of like memories that he lost after he got into a new body. And after he told Makari that, hey, you were my old friend and I'm here to get you back, and he's like, yeah, okay. And then that's when he decided to do a second bombardment, which ended terrible as the last one, as they literally couldn't have done anything, as Yarick had prepared for a second bombardment as he thought Ghazghkull would do, and Gaz went back to space and sort of just moped around a bit, because he didn't really have any sort of passion, like motion to actually go in there. And that's when he realised something. He's been doing all this for Gork and Mork. And since Gork and Mork didn't shine down on him those first two terms, he decided, you know what, Zog and hell, I'm just gonna go down there and I'm just gonna beat the hell out of the Umis. And not for the gods, just for their own enjoyment. So when they went down for the third time, Gork and Mork actually smiled down on them, and they just bulldozed through Hell's Reach. And that's pretty much how they claimed that entire planet for themselves. After that, they just went off into the galaxy, finding more planets and Gaz fighting more wars and just killing the war bosses of those clans and just adding them to his own clan. That's when until one day he got told that apparently Yarick had been killed by a demon Primarch named Angron. And Gaz was so infuriated by this that he decided to halt his warg and is now directly on a career course straight for Angron, which at the time of this happening was fighting against his brother Lionel Johnson. So when Gazgul arrived with his giant warg, both Chaos and the Imperium were both taken off surprised by this, and Gazgul just decided to help out Lionel Johnson in this fight against Angron. And when Angron was killed, Gazgul and Lionel Johnson just went their separate ways, because they had agreed to fight alongside each other to kill Angron in this sort of scenario. After that, they just went their separate ways and didn't cross paths anymore after that. So what Gazgul is currently doing and saying, no one knows. People think that he's possibly going to find out a way to bring back Yarick, or he's possibly going to keep trying to find Angron and actually try and kill him permanently outright. Because Angron can't actually die, he'll just return back in every 8 months, 8 weeks, and 8 days. He'll just come back to life. No matter what, you cannot kill Angron. So he's probably just going to go looking around the galaxy trying to find a way to permanently kill Angron, whilst also trying to annoy the hell out of every other race in the 40k universe, as him and his warg are starting to grow exponentially. But I think that might be halted sooner or later, because the Tyranid High fleets are now starting to cause a bit of a ruckus. So he's saying, you know what, we're going to put a halt on that, and we're going to deal with this, and we're going to go back to that, and then after that, we're going to go back to what we were originally doing, which was messing up the universe. And so, at the moment, he's currently not doing anything significant right now. He's just trying to not die from Tyranids, which would kill him, and he's just being a big nuisance to everyone around him. He is one of the more interesting characters in 40k. He's not the most interesting like Trazin or Lionel Johnson, but he's still one of the more fascinating characters, because he's just an orc. He was just an orc that grew through the ranks, and he's now pretty much one of the biggest threats of the 40k universe, and if he's not stopped, then that's pretty much it. So, yeah, that's at the moment what he's doing right now. So, I'm going to leave you on that note, and I hope you have an amazing day, and what the bloody hell are you doing here now? Oh, no, what the hell are you doing? Hang, ah! Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Sorry for that slight inconvenience. We had a bit of a rough patch, and someone thought he was funny to try and jump me. But, no, it's all sorted out now. So, yeah. And it reminded me that there were a few more things about Gazgul that I forgot to mention last time. So let's mention them right here now. So, it doesn't come up later, and I get howled at it. And that is Gazgul's armor. Frankly, Gazgul's armor is really much a living, breathing tank. He has a Gatling cannon, which is known as the Roar of Mork, which basically has 3 gun barrels and fires loads and loads of shells. And these shells can
pretty much pierce through anything, whether it be normal, conventional armor, or tanks of the armor of literal tanks. And he doesn't just have a long range attack, he also has a very close up range claw called the Claw of Morg. You can get this name convention. The Claw of Morg is basically a 3-digit finger and 1-digit blade sort of claw that shreds through most things in Warhammer, as it can shred through also tanks, but it can also rip through literally some of the most hardest materials, it's around like iron or tungsten. And not to mention, let's talk about his actual armor, which is frankly one of the most duralist armors out there. It has tanked so many things over the years. It's even taken a attack once from a Warlord Titan, Sun Plasma Fury Annihilator, which can basically just create a crater that is about a mile long and turn anything it hits into slag. The reason because of this, because of Ghazghkull's belief that this armor is impenetrable, nothing can penetrate it. But there have been certain characters that have been able to penetrate this armor, namely Commissar Yarick, who frankly only can penetrate this armor because he is literally Ghazghkull's main rival, and Ghazghkull believes that he's the only one that can truly ever penetrate his armor. And it's quite funny how some orcs actually do believe, well actually no, all orcs believe that Yarick is truly the only enemy that the orcs should ever fear. The only other person that they fear is the God Emperor of Mankind, which is kind of reasonable because the God Emperor is literally seen as a god in some cases, but he is frankly very, very powerful. But Ghazghkull by himself, he has gone through and beaten a lot of some of Warhammer's most powerful people. As I said not too long ago about him fighting Angron and pretty much being able to win in a one-on-one fight with him with a bit of help from Lionel Johnson. And it's kind of interesting because it makes people think, now, what other Warhammer 40k characters can Ghazghkull go up against and wreck the absolute hell out of them? And, well, we'll never probably know because Ghazghkull could potentially die in the future, no one knows, because of, well, his directory of fighting now Angron, because Angron killed Commissar Yarick. So he's not sure if he would ever truly ever find his way to fighting some of these characters. Like, let's list off a few of them. Gulliman, I think he's fought some Necron Shard, like Khans, which are basically star gods like the Krork, the ancestors of the Orc, used to fight a long time ago. But there are certain people that have fought him over the years and have either won against him or lost against him. And that list of winning is very few that won against Ghazghkull. And that list Ghazghkull lost to is, I think there's only been ever one person to truly defeat Ghazghkull, and that is Yarick. The list of people he's beaten over the years has been innumerable. Like an Angron, an Avatar, well, I think it's, I can't remember, it was an Eldari avatar of their war god, which was basically, it's just been pushed around at this point, it's just used to show how powerful some characters are, and I don't know what the other characters are, but he has defeated them, and it's unknown if he'll ever rematch these fighters and see if they can actually stand up to him again, but I highly doubt it if GW would ever go back to some of these characters that Ghazghkull's fought over the years and make it a second match. But that's pretty much it for this podcast. I would like to thank you to everyone that had helped supporting me, like Hank for the amazing sponsor. Thank you very much, my friend. And I hope to make another few more of these in the future. So have a lovely day and just keep being you and just see how life goes. Bye.